Hey guys, want to talk about a couple of things that are coming up with the UFC. Um, Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make a video. It's been a while since the last UFC 98, but I just want to talk about that fight for a second. Was really amazed by Lyoto Mashida. If you look at his fight against Sugar Rashad Evans, who it seemed everybody thought was just so great. He knocked out Liddell and everything, and that's no easy feat. But mind you, Jokadell's been getting knocked out quite a bit, and he's nowhere near the same fighter as he was. He's a Hall of Famer and everything else, but it looks like his career is pretty much done. And he was in a war with Forrest Griffin, and Forrest Griffin, just wasn't his night. But it was just clear that he couldn't even. I mean, there was one exchange where I saw Machida pop forward and Evans made him pay, but I mean everything from Machida down to his stance, where he's kind of leaning with his hips, back, and so his head. So when you swing forward, you have to come way forward to get to his head, and he stands with his back kind of arched backwards, and he's not exciting. He's not like a Vanderlei Silva where he's just gonna throw hooks and everything. He's smart, but you know what? He doesn't get hit. I think he gets hit once in every 2.5 rounds. He did get hit a little bit more though with this fight with Evans, but he's the most complete fighter I've seen in a long time. Doesn't we saw Evans is a great wrestler. He couldn't get him down. He's got some good striking. We saw what he did to and in some of his other fights. With the knockout that he had against Silva, and he's just a really good all around fighter. So I see the only way he could be beat is if someone gets him down and puts him on his back. Maybe see how he feels, being on his back, or if you get someone like Jackson to just come in and just take a chance and try to throw with him and catch him. That's the only way I see him getting beat. And the last fight I want to talk about is Barnett and Fedor. Look, Fedor is pretty much unbeatable. I mean, he has 2 losses, but those are just because of cuts that wouldn't stop bleeding. He's never really been beaten in a fight. He was in trouble with Arlovsky for a couple of seconds, and then look what happened. But if there is anybody who can beat Fedor, I think it's Barnett. Barnett's got the size, he's got the submissions, he's got the striking ability to hang with Fedor, and I do see Fedor winning this one though. I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be a second, maybe third round knockout or stoppage. But I'd also really like to see Frank Mir. Frank Mir's been talking a lot about how everyone's gotten to fight Fedor. I mean, even Sylvia, who Frank Mir broke his arm and took his title away. So I'd be really interested to see Frank Mir fight him. I don't. Everyone keeps blowing the load on Lesnar, but I do think that Lesnar's Mir's been training martial artists since he was 4. Like Fedor's been doing it since he was like 7 or 8. And there's no way that in the 2 years that Lesnar's been training that he could ever become, the martial artist that those guys are. Granted, he's got, size and strength, that passes all of them. But at the end of the day, this is mixed martial arts, and it's not a weightlifting competition. And Lesnar doesn't have any sort of submission game, and if he does, nobody's seen it. And he just kind of goes in, tries to stand up with you, and if that doesn't work, just takes you down ground and pound. That's all he knows how to do. So I really like to see Mir get with Fedor, just because the fact that Fedor beat Nogueira, and so Mir beat Nogueira. Mir beat Sylvia, Fedor beat Sylvia. And I think that Mir would get his ass kicked standing up, but if he got on the ground, I think maybe he might be able to submit Fedor. But anyway, that's what I think, and just let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later.